Does Bethesda hate Fallout New Vegas? Let's tackle a question that's been burning in the Fallout community for years. Does Bethesda hate Fallout New Vegas? This game is a fan favourite and is often referred to as the best of the series, or at least the best of the new series. Loved for its deep storytelling, complex characters, and true RPG roots, it's a game that took what Fallout 3 managed to do and arguably do it better. Yet whispers still persist that Bethesda might not share that love, and some even fear that the new Fallout TV show is out to destroy New Vegas' legacy. In this video, we'll dig into the history, explore the rumours, and see what the show might mean for the Mojave Wasteland. So let's get started. To figure out why anyone might think Bethesda hates New Vegas, we need to start with its story. It was released in 2010, and Fallout New Vegas wasn't made by Bethesda Game Studios. It was instead developed by Obsidian Entertainment. Bethesda, who owned the Fallout IP after acquiring it from Interplay, handed Obsidian the reins to make another game. However, there was a catch. They had just 18 months to build the game, which is a tight timeline for an RPG of that scale, and they had to work with the same engine and assets as Fallout 3. Despite those constraints, Obsidian delivered a masterpiece. New Vegas gave us the Mojave Wasteland, a world of branching quests, faction wars, and choices that actually mattered. Critics loved it, and over time, fans crowned it the best modern Fallout game. But it wasn't always smooth sailing. At launch, New Vegas was plagued by bugs, crashes, and it earned itself a score on Metacritic of 84. Solid, but 1 point shy of the 85 needed by Obsidian for a bonus from Bethesda. That near miss reportedly sparked bad blood between the two companies. Patches and mods eventually polished New Vegas into the gem that we know today, but even at its worst, it was still a fantastic game, and its reputation only grew. It's the game fans point to when they talk about what Fallout should be: deep, replayable, and unapologetically RPG. So, where does the idea that Bethesda hates New Vegas come from? It's a bold statement, but there are a few clues that keep it alive. Let's start with that bonus controversy. Missing the Metacritic target by a single point meant that Obsidian didn't get their bonuses. Despite delivering a game that many argue outshone Bethesda's own Fallout 3 in writing and player freedom, some fans speculate this bruised Bethesda's ego. After all, it's not every day an outsider comes in and arguably does your franchise better than you.
Fallout 3 starts with you being born, and you're a baby, and you go through your young adulthood until you leave the vault. In New Vegas, we wanted to say you start the game in a very Vegas sort of cliche style almost. You are shot in the head and dropped in a shallow grave, so it starts with essentially your would-be death.
After you're shot and left for dead in the grave, you might have some desire to go see what the whole murdering business was about and why he wanted you dead in the first place.
In the course of trying to resolve that one conflict, you get pulled into larger events.
Then there's the sales angle. New Vegas sold well, around 5 million copies in its first year, but Bethesda's next game, and even Fallout 3 before that, in its first week of release sold about 4.7 million copies worldwide. Fallout 4 blew it out of the water with over 12 million copies shipped at launch, but in comparison it had been a 5-year wait, and Fallout 4 leaned into broader appeal with a voiced protagonist and settlement building.
All of this just works.
But some fans felt it sacrificed the RPG soul that New Vegas had perfected. Now we're 10 years down the line, and there is no sign of any other Fallout game. And I mean, I would think Fallout New Vegas is remembered far more fondly than Fallout 4. Heck, even Fallout 3 is favourable than 4. And don't even get me started on Fallout 76. Now, Bethesda hasn't exactly trashed New Vegas. Todd Howard, the face of Bethesda Game Studios, has called it a great game.
First, I'll say they did an amazing job with New Vegas. And we see some of that. And I'll say to everybody, like, that's a game that we published, right? So it's also kind of,
He said he's proud of what Obsidian pulled off, but actions can tell a different story. Since New Vegas, Bethesda hasn't asked Obsidian for another Fallout project, even after Microsoft bought both studios in 2018. Instead, they've pushed ahead with Fallout 4 and Fallout 76, games that shifted away from New Vegas's RPG focus toward broader and sometimes divisive experiments. The shift has fueled the narrative that Even when Fallout 4 simplified dialogue into a 4-option wheel, or when Fallout 76 launched as a buggy multiplayer mess, fans pointed back to New Vegas as the gold standard Bethesda seemed to ignore. It's not hard to see why some feel Bethesda wants to move on from New Vegas, or at least its style. But I mean, if it works, why try something different? Yes, it's great to experiment, but this is what the fans liked. You brought us Fallout 3 and then somebody copied that genome and made it better. So why not continue with that after the failure of Fallout 4? The Oblivion remaster is a great example of Bethesda giving the reins to another company, and already only a week into its launch, look how well that has played off. This has also stirred up conversations and speculations that Fallout 3 could follow suit with a remaster. However, if Bethesda actually leant into what fans wanted and did New Vegas first, then the rest would be history. Especially since this is the first major win for Bethesda, seeing as their attempt to branch out with the likes of Starfield kind of failed. However, the elephant in the room is the Fallout TV show. Launched in 2024 on Amazon Prime, it became a hit. Critics loved it, and it's brought new blood to the wasteland. Bethesda's heavily involved, working with showrunners Jonathan Nolan and Lisa Joy to bring their vision of Fallout to life. Season 1 ended with a tease, characters heading toward New Vegas. Set leaks from Season 2 show landmarks like the Dinky Dinosaur from Novak and the famous Welcome to Fabulous New Vegas sign. It sounds like a dream for New Vegas fans, right? Well, not everyone's so sure. I mean, look at how well Nolan and Joy did with Westworld. I mean, Season 1 at least. Obviously, some fans, myself included, worry that with the show, it's a chance for them to rewrite the Fallout story their way. Season 1 already stirred controversy by tweaking the timeline, hinting that the bombs fell later than what we thought, as well as adding in some other lore tweaking elements. That's raised fears that the show might mess with New Vegas' lore, like the New California Republic's rise, or Mr. House's reign. New Vegas paints a world rebuilding after the apocalypse, but the showrunners have said that they want the wasteland to feel timeless. If New Vegas shows up as just another wrecked ruin, it could undercut the game's vision of society on the mend. Then there's the canon question. With Bethesda calling the shots, the show could decide what's officially in Fallout lore. If it sidelines or retcons New Vegas' events, say ignoring the Battle of Hoover Dam, fans might see it as a way Bethesda is trying to diminish the game's legacy. Season's 2 focus on New Vegas could be a love letter or a rewrite. The show's success has spiked interest in Fallout, especially to a broader audience, and seeing New Vegas on screen could cement its place in the franchise. If Bethesda plays it right, honouring the game's spirit instead of steamrolling it, this could be a win for fans. The jury's still out, and Season 2 will be the test. So, does Bethesda hate Fallout New Vegas?
Yeah.
There's no smoking gun. The bonus dispute and creative differences might have caused friction, and Bethesda's focus on their own games could suggest they just want to leave New Vegas behind. But they've also praised it publicly, worked it into their TV show, and it's hard to argue they hate a game that's still a cash cow under their IP. The real tension might be less about hate and more about vision, Bethesda's versus the one Obsidian brought to life. And that's kind of sad. Bethesda likes to tell a contained story. Yes, you might get to create the character and choose their choices, but it's mostly black and white and funnels you down a set path. Whereas New Vegas said, yeah, here's a story, but you're a blank slate. Go and have fun and make your own choices. As for the TV show, it's a wild card. It could celebrate New Vegas or reshape it to fit Bethesda's narrative. Fans are watching with bated breath, ready to defend the Mojave if it strays too far. Whatever happens, New Vegas' legacy is secure. Its fan base, modding community, and sheer staying power guarantee that. Bethesda might steer Fallout in new directions, but they can't erase what New Vegas means to us. The Fallout franchise is evolving, be it for the better or the worse. And with Fallout 5 sometime within the next 50 years, and the show carving its own path, Bethesda will have to balance what narrative they want to choose. Whether Bethesda embraces New Vegas or sidelines it, one thing is for certain, the Wasteland story isn't over, and neither is this debate. But thank you very much for watching. What do you think? Does Bethesda hate New Vegas, or is it still all overblown? Drop your thoughts in the comments, hit the like button, and subscribe for a few more deep dives into the wasteland. Until next time, I'll see you later.